Have you ever seen a giant centipede longer than an arm? Have you ever seen a moth bigger than a chicken? Have you ever seen a beetle bigger than the palm of your hand? Number 1. Even the snake detours when it sees it. Insects are an important part of the ecosystem. What we see every day. They're not very big. But the world is so big. Every wonder. Today, Lao Wang sees the world with everyone. 10 largest insects in the world. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Take you to explore more unknown magical worlds. 10th place. Rhino cockroach. The rhino cockroach is also known as the Australian rhino cockroach. Holds burrowing roaches. Perennial body length can reach 8.3 centimeters. Weight up to 63 grams. It is the heaviest cockroach in the world in the quarter. Lifespan can be up to 10 years. Mainly distributed in northern Australia. Feed on fallen leaves. Although climbing ability is poor, but good at digging. Can dig caves up to a meter deep in the soil. The excavator of cockroaches. Although cockroaches are in the eyes of many people, it's a very nasty animal. But there are others who are different. Keep them as pets. It may be because they are very smart and understand the master's words. It can even be summoned by humans like a fish, but also very sensitive. For example, I have been attacked by the enemy in some places. Enemy attack. It also caused certain damage to his body. So from now on, rhino cockroach. I will never set foot in my own injured place in my life. And they are just like humans. It's a social insect that lives in families. They even tend to their own offspring. Although these large men, sparkling brown insects, it can be a bit annoying in some ways. But they are also in forest ecosystems. Very important member. Can be excavated and used by soil. Helping nature recycle materials. Fertile the soil of the forest. Let the trees thrive. 10th place. Desert Everest. Also known as Wolf Pig Eagle. It's Lake Chu. Tarantuladu. Jian Huangfeng. It's about 5 centimeters long. There is a huge poison needle in the tail. Mainly inhabited in South Asia, Southeast Asia, Africa, Oceania and the Americas. It's the largest species of wasp in the world. It mainly feeds on spiders. It's a very dangerous insect. To learn about an assassin on Mount Everest in the Mother Desert. Up to 7 millimeters. Their spines are rated. One of the most powerful thorns in the world. However, they generally do not actively attack humans. But if you get bruised, the injured will feel great pain. Year is 1990. Etymologies Justin Schmidt. We designed the Schmidt Tingling Index. This is a way to evaluate the impact of different insects. A good indicator of the degree of tingling. The index of Mount Everest in the desert is 4. Belongs to the highest index. The degree of tingling produced by other organisms. Far from comparable. So they have very few natural enemies. Only a few animals. One of them is walking donations. The scariest thing is, this solitary desert Mount Everest. They even use the toxins in their antennae. Anesthetize wolves and pigs bigger than themselves. But they don't eat for themselves. Instead, put their own eggs. Living parasitically in a living host. And then we feed on them. Simply put, when Sifang is about to lay eggs, it will be born on the poison wolf bead. Next egg. Slowly, Everest eggs hatch into hungry larvae. He will grow, eating this spider continuously, raw. 8th place Goliath beetle. The scientific name of the Goliath beetle is Bigfoot beetle. Mainly distributed in tropical rainforests in Africa. Male larvae can weigh up to 100 grams. Body length greater than 5 to 9 centimeters. Strong individuals can reach 10 cm. Weight of the female larvae. About half the size of a male larva. Body length is about 4 to 8 centimeters. In terms of weight and body length, Goliath beetle. Definitely one of the largest beetles in the world. And this guy is not just big. It's just as powerful. It is understood that they can lift a weight 850 times heavier than themselves. This strength is also quite amazing. If you look closely at their appearance, you will find this guy is pretty impressive looking. The color on them is so dazzling. There is also a unique pattern on the back. At the same time, male beetles also have a foot on their head. And it's not for the good guys, but for mating season, competing with other males for the right to mate. In the insect world, if you want to reproduce your own offspring, then it is bound to go through a fierce battle. Although this guy is after mating. Metropolis died of exhaustion, but they still enjoy it. This is really dead under the peony flower. Is it romantic to be a ghost? 7th giant locust. So we talk about locusts. The farmers hated him. These guys mainly feed on crops. I especially like undergraduate things, such as wheat, corn, rice, etc. When the locusts gather in large numbers and cause devastating damage to crops, it brings huge economic losses to farmers. Yellow disasters have also occurred many times in history, lead to food shortages, social unrest. But what you don't know is, locusts also have certain medicinal value, can be used to treat bronchial asthma, pertussis and other diseases. Although these locusts are small individuals, the males are smaller than the females, and the largest female, about 3.95 to 5 centimeters. But in the yellow worm family, there is also a giant yellow worm. This species is the largest of its kind. The length of the Zhongqing individual is about 4.5 centimeters. It's 5.5 centimeters. The female can reach a length of 6 centimeters. It's 7.5 centimeters. Some strong females are even bigger and reach 9 centimeters long. The size alone is scary, but these guys are better than ordinary locusts. Bugs are much rarer, so you can only find him in northern Australia, and they don't like living in groups, usually acting alone, unless you want to make a big fuss. Teamwork. But once these giant insects unite, a small swarm of locusts can quickly cause serious damage. Because they have strong jaws, you can eat plants from yuan, and can eat all night, although they mainly feed on shrubs, especially iron-fresh dishes, wood brocade or purple gold flower. But sometimes, coffee nuts are also their martyrs. 6th place. In the sand. And in the sand is a giant insect. In the past 200 million years of vicissitudes, hardly any evolution, its physical characteristics have been maintained. It is the largest insect in all of nature. Adults are about 8 to 10 centimeters long, weigh 70 or 80 grams, 100 to 150 times the size of a fly. It is 50 times the size of the average emperor. It's like a duck egg. It lives only on a few islands within New Zealand. They're so big, mainly because of living on an isolated island. Lack of large predators. To understand that going to the sand is very fierce. Not only can it scare away mice, and they bite, but they usually don't take the initiative to attack people. Only masturbate when threatened. Unlike the ordinary pure knowledge locust, giant sharks are omnivorous insects. The combat effectiveness is relatively strong. So, not only do they eat a variety of island plants, they eat fruit, catch crops like turnips. When needed, it goes into the sand and it preys on other insects. Come and open the meat. Locally in New Zealand, some people keep giant sharks as pets, to stew in an 80 grams giant sand. You can even eat a small carrot in one meal. Appetite is incredible. Just think about it. If you go to the sand, it will flood. I'm afraid the entire Amazon forest. It's not enough for them. 5th place. Alex Manka queen bird dish, also known as arisen big bird one dish, or the Alexandria butterfly. It is the largest known butterfly in the world, named by Luschilde in 1907, mainly in memory of the wife of King Edward VII, Queen Alexandria. This butterfly, it is located in the northern province of eastern New Guinea. It lives in an area of only about 1,165 square meters, within a small area of kilometers. But due to deforestation, this area is shrinking continuously. This species has been recognized by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, listed as an endangered species. The female is bigger than the bear. A female butterfly can reach 31 centimeters. The body length is 8 centimeters and weighs 12 grams. Bear nose spread between 16 to 20 cm. What makes these guys so spectacular? The main reason, because it's very edible at the larval stage. In larval stage, they mainly feed on the madu potato, and this is a plant which contains muduric acid. It's a toxic substance. This bad smell, it can save them from being caught. Eater's meal, but after the larvae eat it, toxins accumulate in the body, all the way to the adult stage. It can be effective for itself, offer a certain degree of protection. This is also their unique way of life. Any animal that bites a bird or a butterfly will have a painful experience, and will learn a valuable lesson. See that later. They look beautiful, something brightly colored. It will definitely be more careful. 4th place. Giant stick insect. Stick insects are recognized by entomologists, the world's largest insect, as far as the currently known stick insects are concerned. The longest body length can reach 60 to 0.4 centimeters. That's longer than half an arm of ours. Even the most common stick insect, its body length, it can also reach between 6 centimeters and 24 centimeters. It was listed in the Guinness World Records in 2017. The species has been officially confirmed as the world's longest insect, and the reason why he has grown so big. Much of it is due to their hidden skills. Strange shape, make them look like a stick that destroys a building, although they move slowly. But if you encounter a predator, they will pretend to be motionless. It's a dry branch, until the predator loses interest, and throughout life, they are also very attentive. Every time you peel, always choose around 1 a.m., and after molting, they will also, you eat your own old skin with taste, from head to toe until there is no residue left at all. It's a slow process. It will take about a few hours, but that would make looting. Lost can't get through the old skins hanging from the trees, and for their existence. And here's what's even more amazing. The day after their poverty reduction will be sunny. It seems that this guy is still a kind of one day. Insects with the ability to predict gas. They know. Choose the most conducive after peeling. Body dry weather. Although this guy, it doesn't look like it's lethal, but you must not. Fascinated by his ordinary appearance. Although they are non-toxic, but if cows and sheep eat it as grass, severe vomiting occurs, even outright death. Here's why. This insect has a parasite in it. Nematode. When a predator devours the stick insects, parasites in his body will come into play to avenge his sacrifice. So if you happen to encounter stick insects in the wild, still have to be careful. 3rd place. Atlas Russia. Have you seen a moth with wings more sleepy than a human palm? Atlas Russia, also known as Huang Russia, rescuable goose. The snake-headed goose is widely recognized as it's the biggest of all geese. Main habitats include tropical and subtropical forests. Its huge wings, the record is 400 square centimeters wide. The longest length of its front is 25 to 30 cm. About Ecrusu, why do you have such exaggerated and psychedelic wings? There is no clear explanation yet, but most scientists believe these wings, to some extent, the role of the martyr. Because of the pattern on their wings, similar to cobras, it can be used to confuse the enemy, achieve the effect of Wea. Although huge, but this guy is not without flaws. Once these giant moths become cocoons, the oral organs will automatically fall off. He could no longer eat. Larval age alone. Absorb the remaining fat in the body to maintain life. It's about a week or two before he dies. So the larval stage of Atlas. Like a greedy and insatiable creature. They eat like crazy. Until they turn into cocoons. Finally waiting for an irreparable death. Due to non-stop eating. Atlas Russia. Even at the larval stage, it's still huge. The body length can reach 11.4 centimeters. After the load, this guy just lies flat. Store as much life-sustaining energy as possible. Then after receiving CS pheromone, mating as much as possible. To lay their eggs before death knocks on the door. Second place Titan beetle. Titan beetle. Mainly lives in Colombia, Ecuador, Peruvian Bolivia, Guyana, and the tropical rainforests of north-central Brazil. Easily attracted by bright lights in the dark. So people, it's easy to catch as long as you use a mercury lamp. The body brown. With a hard body and powerful jaws. Shortest, small and sharp. The torso is 12 to 17 centimeters long. But if you count the length of the antennae, overall up to 18 to 23 centimeters. It is one of the largest insects in the world. It is also one of the most mysterious creatures in the world. But due to its size, so they have a hard time flying. You can't fly as freely as you want. In addition, the South American jungle is relatively humid. General redundancy. So the Titan beetle is easily unable to fly. They need to retain their power. Seek a spouse at the opportune moment. Complete the task of mating and reproduction. And after they were in the city, they hardly eat anymore. All the targets that survived. Just to mate. The energy stored in the body. Also mostly from the larval period. But when it comes to the larvae of these giant insects, the mystery deepens. Thought so far. No one had ever seen a Titan beetle larva before. But some scientists speculate that these larvae may be hiding in rotting wood. It takes years to fully grow up. And they metamorphose into adults. If you walk in the rainforest, I came across a Titan beetle. You have to be careful. Because these guys do bite. They can use their powerful jaws. Easily bite through a pencil. Or pierce human skin directly. But according to reports, this guy has a very mild temperament. Unless you tease them. Otherwise this large insect will not attack humans easily. Only by making the slightest sound. To intimidate the enemy. First place. Galapagos giant martial arts. Giant centipede in the Galapagos. Before humans discovered it, the one who sits firmly on the centipede throne has always been a secret. Blue giant centipede. The longest of these centipedes can reach 41 to 42 centimeters. And the Galapagos giant centipede is the largest. But it can reach 44 to 46 cm. Half the length of a human arm. Even in local rumors. Someone once caught a 62 centimeter long Galapagos giant centipede. Although this rumor has not been confirmed. But that doesn't hide it. The fact that they are giants of centipedes. These guys, mainly distributed in Galapagos. Santa Cruz in the archipelago, Ecuador coastal area, southern Peru, Cook Islands. It's a carnivore. With large insects, spider, scorpions for food. It also preys on small vertebrates, like being careful, frog, snake bird, mice and bats, even humans. In the face of such a huge centipede, it's not entirely safe, because their bites still have toxins. If you are unfortunate enough to be bitten by it, toxins can cause local redness and swelling of the skin, burning pain, simultaneous lymphangitis. Severe cases may lead to anaphylactic shock. In recorded bites, there have also been incidents in which people died after being bitten. The average lifespan of these guys is between 3 and 7 years. There are multiple molts during this stage. Before the withdrawal begins, the giant centipede will stop. After each metamorphosis is completed, it will grow about 1.5 centimeters. This growth rate is also quite explosive. I don't know the above 10 largest insects. Which one impressed you the most? What really needs to be added? Welcome to comment and let me know. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.